Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Molly. You guys know me. I'm the executive director here at the RAL National Association. I'm here with Chris and Jeff with Probiotic Air Solutions, two of my favorite guys recently. I can tell you that their product is at minimal innovative. So it's not your typical ionized air solution for your HVAC system or just original individual unit like I have in a room. They use probiotics and it's different than anything else I've ever seen. So I love sharing their product with you guys. They also recently did a giveaway with us and one of our members won a $300 prize from them. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Once again, if you guys have questions, over on the right-hand side, there's a questions drop down. You can type your questions in there and we'll get to answering them towards the end of the presentation. If you have technical difficulties or things that you need to work through that I can help you with, you can also type those in there. So I'm going to hand things off over to Chris now, and you guys can get going and teaching our members about your solutions.
All right. Well, thanks for all that, Molly. That was a great introduction. I really appreciate it. It's always good to hear. So we have a lot to go over, and we'll try to go quick, and I'll try not to go too quick. I'm a little excited to go over this information. There's a lot of education that we're going to do, some training, and let you guys know what we do. But first off, but I'd like to just stop real quick because I have a sister that is, or sister-in-law that works in an assisted living home as a director, and I have a grandma that's in an assisted living home, and you guys are doing quite a bit for those people. It's a very stressful time. It's a lot for you guys to go through, and I don't think you get the recognition that most people deserve doing the health care that you're doing and just taking care of people. It's a burden on your families. It's a burden on their families sometimes, and there's just a lot of stress in that environment. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything you're doing and the things you're looking at doing to help your residents. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to kind of go over what we're planning for the next 30 minutes plus, and it's going to talk a lot about probiotics in the home and how to have a healthy environment. And the key here is without additional staff or burden, or I'm sorry, without additional burden on your staff. Let's get that right. Yeah. So anyway, one of the things we're going to talk about is we're going to show you how probiotics can reduce 99% of the bad bacteria that exist in your ductwork and in your home. We're going to talk about how it reduces pollen allergens. You may have service dogs or whatnot in the home. We're going to talk about pet dander. As you might hear, our cat is joining in on the webinar and how it reduces that pet dander. We're going to talk about something really fun, dust mite feces. Dust mites are everywhere. And
3 teaspoons a day, we all swallow it.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to learn. Yeah, that was Jeff. It's a fact. There's dust mites in your pillows and your beds, couches, carpet.
They like to poop.
And that's their favorite thing, is to poop. So we want to show you how to get rid of that. I think everybody wants that, right? We're going to show you the side benefit of all this with probiotics is how it gets rid of biological odors, which is a huge bonus to what we do. And we're going to have some specific examples that talk about how that affects assisted living, because we've done some testing and we can show you how that really works. And that testing was in case studies and some real results. So we're looking forward. Jeff will be going over most of that. We're also, since you're here and you're going to sit with us and listen to us and get educated, we're going to have an offer at the end where we think that for what you do, you deserve a really good offer. And Molly has been really strong to show us, hey, you guys need something for being part of RALNA. And so we're going to provide that. And we will have the Q&A. So if you get questions, let Molly know, write them down. We hope to have lots of them and answer them at the end. So please let us know. So all of that we're going to do is done with one simple addition to your home. And we'll show you how to add it in. So if you stick with us to the end, we can show you how you can change the health of your home. And it's just $3.05 a day. And I think we've got that averaged over a 5-year period. So Jeff will show you that also. So you have a little idea of who we are. So I want to slip a slide in here that Jeff doesn't know about, and I want to talk about who we are. That's not yeah, kind of pop that on him. I'm shorter, I'm bald, he's taller, he's bald. So that's part of us. But here we really are. This is my family over here on the left, the Burdettes. I have my son and daughter who are college and high school. They have taught me a lot. And then I have my 2 girls from Ethiopia that have taught me so much. And we have grown as a family. We've looked at, I was in the home industry. I built homes for 13 years. And so I learned a lot about indoor environments and construction. And so this is a great tie-in to the continuation of our story. But I'll also let Jeff here introduce himself real quick and get moving.
Hello, everybody. Jeff Robinson here, and you can see my family there on the right, my wife and my 4 kids, ranging from 8 up to 18. So they definitely keep us busy. And you know, the one sitting in the picture to my, I guess to my left, if you're looking at the picture, my wife, is how I've gotten into Probiotic Air Solutions. I started my my work life back in the RV business, went through several online businesses, doing lead generation, debt settlement, just some fun stuff online. And made my way into the HVAC industry several years ago, and took me, and throughout that time, my wife was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and that really put me on the hunt to make sure our home was as healthy as possible. Was making sure if a kid was sick that we were keeping things separated and cleaning constantly and wiping down. So this time that we live in, not a ton changed in our house because we were constantly wiping stuff down and being careful anyway. But being in the HVAC industry, I learned about UV lights and HEPA filters and ionizers and all these different things that you can do inside the home. And I've tried them all, trying to make sure our home is as healthy as possible. And that's how I came across using probiotics in the air, being dispersed in the air. So my wife, she can tell if she's not taking her probiotic. It's a huge help for her. So if I saw this product, I basically stumbled across it. Have tested it out, and basically my working life is moving this way. This is what I want to do, not just help my family, but make it available to as many families as we can out there, whether that's in a business, or it's in a residence, or what we're talking about tonight, an assisted living facility, because we all know they need as much help as they can to have a healthy immune system. So Chris, with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, you might notice throughout the night that Jeff and I have known each other since junior high, grade school.
It's like 5th grade.
I won't admit it, he will, I guess. So it's been a while.
I'll take you.
So we have some fun. But let's talk about, how does probiotics set you apart from the rest of everybody else? So if you have the system in your home that hooks up to your furnace, it's running, you know, and just imagine that one day when everyone in your building notices that the air is just fresher, it's odorless, your residents are sleeping better, your staff are sick less often because they're not dealing with the bacteria that's coming in the front door or that's in the ductwork. Visitors, potential residents who are, you know, checking your home out for a place to live, comment on how the air is as fresh as outside. They may have been in other homes checking it out and realized how clean your environment is. So you can imagine how awesome those results would be. So let us show you, in this new environment you live in, how you can have that healthier surface in your air and surfaces without any extra burden on you, your staff, or your residents. We're going to do that with probiotics because they're healthy, because they don't have any chemicals. It's all natural. They reduce all of that bad bacteria in the whole home, and they eliminate those odors that exist without the additional cleaning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it back over to Jeff here, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what the probiotics really are.
So, I mean, you've all heard, like I mentioned before, the probiotics that are in yogurt. We eat those. They help balance out our gut. Well, we can do that in a living environment as well, whether that's air and surfaces. So the great thing about our probiotics, as Chris just mentioned, they are 100% organic. There are no chemicals. They are naturally occurring in the environment. Matter of fact, this whole air dispersal thing came about as they were trying to figure out how to keep air fresh in space. So when you get up into space and there's different things inside the space station or whatever the case may be, the capsule that's taken up there, they tried multiple ways to clean that air up. And what they actually found is they had plants growing in several different forms, trying to use what the plant gives off to help clean the air. but they had 4 different setups that they were growing, and one had some dirt from earth that they had growing the plant out of, and they found that that one kept the space the cleanest. What they found out was there was a particular bacteria in the dirt, which happens to be Bacillus ferment. And that's exactly what we're using. So it started in space, being all natural, and coming right back here that we use inside, and we're just taking something that's already happening outside and bringing it inside. So Bacillus ferment is the bacteria or the probiotic that we're using, and it protects against a lot of different things, but there's some specific things that we've done some testing on that cause a lot of bad problems in humans. And it can happen in pets too. So this stuff is really good for pets. It's good for the plants. It's really good for everything inside a home. But one of the things that we can test and show that we can reduce almost to a non-detectable level is staph infections. So on surfaces, if something is laying on a surface, if there's the bacteria that causes staph, I believe that's Staphylococcus, it will completely eliminate that. And we've shown that in a Petri dish that we basically lay the probiotics down, and the Staphylococcus cannot survive in the presence of Bacillus ferment. Another horrible one that's very, very bad that is spoiling food and things of that nature is E. coli. We take that as well to a non-detectable level. Now, these 2 things were tested in a University of Oregon study, and this study was conducted by Dr. Green, who is at the University of Oregon. She's one of the foremost leaders on the indoor environment, the microbiome inside a building, studying sick building syndrome, and bringing outside air in and using all types of different things to make sure indoor air is good. We actually partnered with her and did a study, put one of our systems in a room with a whole bunch of Petri dishes, and that's where this information is coming from. You can see that graph. So we started looking for E. coli in this mold. That's what the other
Epidermis.
That's it. The epidermidis. Yeah, there we go. I haven't practiced that word there. So those 2 were in Petri dishes, and it's the burgundy line is with our probiotics, and the blue line is without. So you can see without the probiotics present, the 2 bacteria just absolutely jumped off the chart, and they grew like crazy. In the presence of our probiotics, they did not even take off or begin to grow after a 14-day period. Next is another live bacteria, and you can see the presence here. This is actually the mold. So the mold, they put it in the Petri dish. You can see with the probiotic, it did try to start growing, and then there about day 16, it basically was overtaken and started on a pretty steep decline. And then without the probiotic, it really took off there about day 6, and then it levelized and it stayed present all the way through the 21 days. So this study is one that, there's a lot of information. If you want more information about this study, we can send that to you. But this was really the one, once I read through it, I believe Chris found this and sent it to me. It's really was the decision maker for me to say, you know what, I'm all in. This is what I want to do with my life. I want to make sure, and when I commit to something, I want to believe in it completely. And this was really the tipping point for me of showing that what we're doing can have a real positive effect on people's lives. And I'm not out there just to do something to do it. I want to be in the middle of something that's improving the well-being of others. So Chris,
so let's go on from all the scientific stuff and look at another aspect here. Oh, let me see if I can get things. There we go. Let's see how we can reduce 99% of the bad bacteria in the entire home. So that's what one of the things we're really looking for. And this is an interesting study we're going to go over. It was done in a daycare on toys. So here we have 2 ducks representing the toys, but you got to think this could be the remotes in your house. This could be something like shopping carts in a grocery store. And we're starting to talk to some of those folks to see how we can help them. Weights in a gym, all those things that it just naturally goes in. We haven't really talked a lot about it yet, but the probiotics go into the air and move out through the whole entire system, your whole entire environment, and help purify, clean air, surfaces, and all. So let's go over this little study a little bit. First thing I want to kind of go over is the OSHA quote here. It's really impactful for this. You know, traditional purifiers, sprays, and devices, they indiscriminately kill all bacteria, both harmful and beneficial. And that causes the imbalance and makes a sterile environment where that bad bacteria can grow back and those pathogens evolve. And, you know, to really bring this home, I suggest you look at it as a garden. If you had a beautiful garden and everything was going on, you got all your healthy nutrients coming into play, and then a weed pops up. You don't go out and spray the whole garden with chemicals. You kill everything. And then once everything was dead, what would grow back first? The weeds. Same thing in this environment. We want to go out, yeah, and those weeds will be even stronger. That's a good point, Jeff. What we want to do is go out and just take care of the bad bacteria and let all those good nutritious, you know, and things exist still in the environment. You know, bacteria is not bad, it just has a bad rap. So let's take a look at what happened in this study. First thing they did, they tested a square inch on this first toy, and they came up with 1,109 bad bacteria in one spot. Not surprising, right, for a daycare? They tested the next one, they came up with 1,358 bad bacteria on it. So then we go back to that sanitizing wipe duct and they scrubbed it down. The Clorox wipe did its job. It took it down to 69 bad bacteria left in that spot. So really cleared it. But you gotta remember, it also cleared all that good bacteria that was on there. The probiotic air, they just misted it. They didn't have to scrub, they just misted the area. That settled on the duct and reduced the probiotic or the bad bacteria to 21. So we're really excited about that. But the next step is where we get even more excited. This is really the impactful part for me. You wait 20 minutes and you go back and test that first duct, and all of a sudden it's jumped up to 206. And that's because there was no good bacteria to fight off the bad bacteria coming. And so it was able just to, you know, die off and not, you know, have that good environment and just grew right back. Now let's go back over to the probiotic air one. We let it sit for 20 minutes, and it's reduced down to 9 because a healthy biome exists. The healthy probiotics are on it. They're helping defending it. They're not letting, you know, things that come into the area get nasty and bad.
Longer lasting.
No, yeah, which is the real benefit here. You're going to get a longer lasting clean with probiotic air. So that's kind of that study to me was kind of the pivotal moment that really showed me how important this is. And we have a gentleman down in Florida, if you're in that area, and he is doing some of this testing also. And if you're in that area, you might get a visit from him. If you let us know, he can come out and do some testing. Well, let's take a look at, you know, what happens next though. So let's say you do all that cleaning in your home. And then what happens is your furnace kicks on. And all of that dust, maybe mold spores, bacteria that's in the ductwork that you couldn't get cleaned out, kicks back into the environment. It spreads out, it gets all over places. You know, when you see the sun coming through a window as a kid, we used to play with all the particles in the air. Unfortunately, that's stuff you really don't want to be breathing. That's coming out of your ductwork, whether it be bad bacteria, dust mite feces, all that great stuff. We want our ductwork to be clean. We want it to look like it's brand new. And I think that's the way most of us envision it when we look up at our cold air returns and those things. Now, probiotics, since it starts in the ductwork, it's one of the only systems that helps clean the air in the ductwork as it works. It takes time, but the probiotics actually consume the particles up there. You know, you may have mold up there because of condensation. You may have bad bacteria that's gotten into the home, that's come in through the air duct, and it's actually getting rid of that before it gets out into your air. So that way, when you see the air coming out of your vents, it's clean and it's actually healthy, and it's what's promoting the healthy environment for you and your residents. You know, and the thing I love about the idea of the probiotic air is it's going to get down into the fabrics, those hard to reach spaces where you're just not going to clean, down into the couches, down into the pillows, down into your beds and your sheets, and all those areas you just can't see. So a lot of people have been wondering, here it is. Here is one of our units. You can see how easy it is to install. Jeff will talk about that later. You know, it mounts right to the wall. It plugs into an outlet and goes right into the ductwork so that you can have that probiotic air right away going. Very simple installation. So that was a lot of information. I'm going to go back, hand this over to Jeff, and he's going to talk a little bit more about that Bacillus ferment.
So we talked about how it can protect against E. coli and how it can protect against staph. And how it's doing that basically is whenever this Bacillus ferment is a very hardy bacteria, but it's a good bacteria, so it's a probiotic. It's a good one. And how it's doing that is whenever that mist just disperses into the air, that comes and settles on all the surfaces, goes in those teeny cracks on your keyboards, down on the carpet, on your phone, door handles, anywhere air can touch, then the probiotics are going to be there as well. And they create what's called a microbiofilm, and that just is almost like a force field, if you will. And they land there and they eat up all the stuff that bacteria needs to survive. So they eat up all the dust mite feces, they eat up all the pollen and allergens, all of those types of things. And then the bad bacteria lands on it and it can't survive and it dies very, very quickly. And that's how we're protecting it. It's a very hardy bacteria because it has a strong protein around the outside. These bad bacteria have a very weak protein, and whenever those two come in contact, our probiotic actually helps break down the bad bacteria. And that's how we're getting rid of these biological odors, is we're not masking it with something, we're not catching particles into a filter, we're not sending other things out to grab a hold of them and knock them down and then wait for you to vacuum them up. We are actually, this probiotic goes, and whether it's a mold spore or it's a smell from a sweaty sock or other parts of the body, is actually consuming those small particles that you can smell. And it creates a very, very clean smell in a home. And really that clean smell is the lack of odors, really. And that's what causes it to smell like you've got some outside air on the inside of the home. So we did a test on exactly these types of things: mold, biological odors, and some gram-negative bacteria inside an assisted living facility. This was a Care Partners assisted living facility in Oshkosh, it was the town this was in. It's Little Chute, Wisconsin. But we partnered with the University of Wisconsin to actually do this study. So we went out, we installed a system. It was 2 wings. They had quite a few rooms in each wing. I believe there was 14 rooms total, about 7 on either side. We installed a system on one wing, and we took tests over several months. And you can see in the beginning, there are to the left of that dotted line is the times previous to the installation. And you can see that there are some gram-positive bacteria because this is a natural occurring bacteria. It does happen outside, so they're already present inside of a home, but at a very low amount. The installation of our system, you can see that they all spike up in a very positive way. Now, the next one is the really exciting one. So now you're seeing the tests on the left side are the gram-negative bacteria. It's the bad stuff. It's the fecal content. It's the E. coli. It's the mold. It's other bad bacteria that we're testing for. You can see all those. They vary because they are cleaning inside the homes. Apparently on the 30th of December when we tested, they did a really good job of cleaning several of the rooms there. But after the activation of one of our systems, you can see that the gram-negative bacteria went to almost non-detectable levels. And that's what really gets me excited, is seeing stuff like this happen. So the findings of this study is it demonstrates the ability to reduce pathogenic contaminants in a highly challenging nursing care facility. So that's exactly what you guys are doing. This is considered a high pathogenic environment. You have a high concentration of people inside a home, and they're always inside the home, and you don't have a lot of fresh air typically coming in. You've got the system closed up and you're conditioning that air all the time. Therefore, the pathogens that get in stay in. So the finding was the decrease of contamination resulted in a decrease of illnesses and ultimately increased the quality of living and well-being, which is, like I mentioned, is absolutely one of our goals. In addition, the staff and occupants reported a significant decrease in bad odors. And this odor resulted in a reduction in the pathogens inside the home. So it just smelled better. All right, and next, this talks about the dust mites and also the pet dander. So the top left, you can see previous to this testing, there was no probiotics present on day 0. On day 8, the concentration of probiotics, let's see, I might be saying that wrong. Yes. Yeah, so upper left is day 0. There was no dust mite feces in the petri dish. They applied some, and there on day 8, you can see that it took off and started growing, and there was additional after they put the dust mites into that dish. Then on the right side, there we go, figure 2, after on day 0, the concentration of dust mites was up, and then after the probiotics, it reduced dramatically, all the way from 100% down to about 20%. So an 8-day period, it consumed almost all of the dust mite feces that was present. Then the bottom one is pet dander, an allergen off of a dog. So on the left, 0 after application, 8 days, you've got still a high concentration after they applied it. Once you on day 0, you see the concentration. This would be day 9. Then we apply the probiotic. After 8 more days, you can see it reduced it again down to almost 10%. So we're actually consuming the particles that cause allergic reactions inside a home. So that's how we're creating a better environment. And that's how our probiotics last and create this longer lasting clean is, as Chris mentioned, you go and wipe with a sanitary wipe, you reduce everything, but then after that dries, you've got a perfect environment for a pathogen to lay there. Somebody walks by, skin cells hit, pet dander, you walk on the carpet, your air conditioner kicks on, that you've got the allergens at land, and there's right next to a bad bacteria, it grabs onto that and it starts growing, and it's very strong until the next time you completely sanitize it. With probiotics present, we're consuming that food that the bad bacteria need, therefore it can't survive. And that's what this test showed, is the ability to reduce pathogenic contaminants in a high, oh, I went the wrong way. Uh-oh, let's go the right way. We'll get there. There we go. So better air can grow and prosper by using allergens as nutrient source, hence dramatically decrease the concentration of allergens and reduce the side effects of indoor allergies. And this was a side benefit as we were testing this out, trying to create a clean environment. We also found that we reduce allergic reactions inside a home.
Yeah, and this was one of the key elements for me. Jeff talked about that pet dander. I had a neighbor, we went over to their house, and we were just getting started in this, and she had a rash on the side of her face. And I was like, what is going on? They had gotten a cat. Their family wants a cat. They have kids. The dad loves the cats. She's highly allergic. So the cat was going to go. I said, well, try our probiotics. Put it in your air, put it in your bedroom, and see how it goes. And I thought, we'll let it run. We'll give it a week. We'll see how things happen. 2 days later, she called me back. She said, my rash is gone. I'm not taking Claritin D anymore. I just feel so much better. And now the cat and I can coexist. And that really was a monumentous point for me to say, great, let's get this out to everybody, because this is something that's needed no matter what the environment is, whether we're in this, this home, everybody stay home and stay indoors, or just allergy season. It just helps. But like I said, all of that stuff is really cool. We've gone over all the science, but that side benefit, which is just awesome, eliminating all the biological odors without any additional cleaning. That really is awesome. And I want to go over some of the customer testimonials that we've gotten, and then go into some more information. I mean, we're over halfway through, so we're cruising right along. So let's take a look at Mark here. He has a workout facility. They do martial arts. And when he put it in, he realized that it eliminated the odor of all those 40 to 60 people training and sweating in an enclosed area. So that, of course, would be a huge benefit, right? That'd be awesome to have going on in your homes. Leah, so she started using the Probiotic 800, the little unit in her home, and it made a very big difference. So here she has a dog and has a child that's, allergic to it. She says it always smells fresh and clean. The improved allergens for her child, so he can focus and be healthy in the home. We've got Jennifer, her 4th grade teacher, put it in her classroom, and here was a classroom that was moldy and musty, and everybody was sneezing and coughing, and she puts it as distracted. Right away, after the first week, her fellow students and teachers realized how clean and fresh the air was. The next year, her students did not complain about the room making them feel bad. So she attributes that to letting them focus more, be more productive, and get some better test scores. So it's really awesome to think what we can do for all kinds of facilities, whether it be schools, grocery stores, gyms, all of that. I do want to go back real quick. I have to go tell a testimonial about my wife. She's not here. So we have a rabbit upstairs, and the rabbit is smelly. I don't know if any of you have a rabbit or have had one, but they think they poop as much as a dust mite, and they stink. So we put one of these in and told the son who's in high school to stop cleaning the cage for a little bit because I wanted to see if my wife would notice. And the smell just went away. She was shocked. 2 days later, when she walked into the bedroom and I said, "So did you smell the rabbit?" She goes, "No, did Logan actually clean it?" And I said, "No, I told him not to. Go back and look at it." You could see it was pretty bad. I felt bad for the rabbit, but the proof was made that it eliminated all that biological odor that rabbit was putting off. So pretty awesome. All right, so that was a lot of information Jeff and I went over. And right now, some of you may have information overload and some of you may have question overload. So what I want to break this down now is talk about how does this help your home specifically? What happens when you put this in? So what if we could change what's happening in your home and what's going on with your air, your surfaces, your carpets, inside your ductwork, inside your beds, your pillows, inside your furnace, and even in your lungs, what we breathe in. And we can do that by almost eliminating the pet dander, the organic odors, the pollen, the harmful bacteria that exists, mold spores that are coming into the home, giving your staff and your residents a better air to breathe, cleaner surfaces to work on, better air to sleep to, changing your filters less often in your furnace because you don't have all that coming through, and increasing the efficiency of your furnace. And most of all, eliminating all those organic odors. So when Jeff and I look at all the benefits that we provide, we wanted to say, what is that worth? What would it be for someone to do everything that Probiotic Air does in their home? So we took an average 2,000 square foot home, and we said, okay, you would need to do a few things. So we're going to list them here to show you the worth of Probiotic Air. First off, you need to do continual surface cleaning and daily dusting and vacuuming. So we took and figured 2 workers, each working an 8-hour shift, so you're covering 18 hours of your day. 16, thank you. Math is hard. What that would be, now we're covering 24/7, but we just figured let's go down to 16 hours, $12 an hour, which is the average price, and they're wiping down surfaces, they're getting rid of harmful bacteria, and they're cleaning all those surfaces to give that to you. So what's that cost per month? $5,760 to have 2 people do that for 16 hours a day for a full month. So next, that's going to put your monthly investment, it's $5,760. But you got to do more. Probiotics does more. You got to deep clean on your mattresses, your pillows, and your furniture. Steam cleaning, yes. Get those pillows good and clean, changing things out. Getting beds cleaner because that's where all the dust mites and dead skin exist and those odors that we talked about. And giving you better air to sleep because you're doing those things. So to have somebody come in once a month and do that, we put $600 per month to have that done. So this is good. Now we're up to $6,360. We've done the continual surface cleaning, daily dusting, we've done the vacuuming, we're doing deep cleaning on the pillows and furniture. Now we've got to add steam cleaning the floors. We got to get the probiotics land on the floors, hardwood floors, and clean it. There shows that it helps that environment. Also get into the carpets, and they help eliminate that organic odor, that pet dander that exists there, whether you have service dogs that come in or just you allow animals in your home, and cleaning all of that. So if somebody come in and steam clean, it could be $400 a month, to have that done. And now you're at $6,760 a month for just those 3 things. Again, Probiotic Air is just doing all that without any extra effort. But we have more. We got to do invasive duct cleaning because we got to get all that stuff out of the duct work that's coming into our environment every time the furnace kicks on. We got to clean the ducts. We got to get the furnace cleaned out some, the coils inside. This is going to help eliminate the mold spores and give you better air to breathe. And to have somebody come in and do a super good cleaning on that, you could be doing a $1,000 investment, taking your 1 month investment up to $7,760 for 1 month. But we're still not done. We got a couple more here real quick. We're almost there. We got the continual surface cleaning we're doing, the daily dusting and vacuuming. We're doing deep cleaning in mattresses, pillows, furnace, steam cleaning, invasive duct cleaning. But now we got to put in some high-end UV lights and some HEPA filters to really get all the things that Probiotic Air is doing with just that one unit. Jeff's going to go over a little bit of UV lights and HEPA filters if you're not familiar with them. But those are going to help kill what's in the furnace. They are going to help you change your filters less often, help eliminate some of the organic odors. Again, they're helping with better air to breathe and increasing the efficiency and the ductwork. So you're going to have an install cost of those. So upfront in your first month, you're going to add $875, $2,711. That's going to take your first month total up to $11,346. And that cost is your first month of what Probiotic Air is going to do. Like we talked about here. I've taken all the things on that slide and I said, here's all that we do. Here's all the stuff that you need to get done everything that Probiotic Air is doing in one shot. So that $11,346 is your first month investment. I'm going to go ahead and turn over to Jeff here, and he's going to talk a little bit about the UV lights and the HEPA filter.
All right, so this is one of the places I started when I was trying to clean up my home, was putting some UV lights in a really high quality HEPA filter. What the UV light does is that sticks in your ductwork, and as air's flying by that, it is killing or sterilizing most of the bacteria in the air. So what the air that then is coming out of the ducts is relatively clean. Now, what it's not doing is from where that light is at through the rest of your ductwork, you can be picking up some other bacteria and mold that is inside your ductwork. Now, I can pick that up and bring it back in the other side. And over time, it is definitely going to reduce the pathogens moving through the home. We did see a benefit of that when we installed them in our house. So I'm not saying these don't work, but what they're doing is solving about 20% of the problem, because all it is doing is addressing the air. It's doing nothing for the surfaces. Same thing with the HEPA filter. What that's doing is that's catching particles down to about 0.2 micron, which is a teeny weeny little particle, and that does clean up the air again. So you know, the HEPA takes care of the particles, the UV light's taking care of the living organisms that are moving through the air, viruses and bacteria. But again, that's only 20%, because when you do a test out inside a home of where the pathogens are, the majority of them are actually on your surfaces, in your carpet, in your mattress, in your pillow, on a door handle, on your toothbrush, all these different places. It is. I mean, you ever tested toothbrush? It's pretty nasty, unless you're dipping it in something. Anyway, so 20% is covered with these UV lights and the HEPA filters, where our system, it's covering all the bases. It's working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not just doing 20% of the work with that huge number. And Chris mentioned this earlier. You wipe a Clorox wipe, or you spray something somewhere, and really, if you've looked at the directions on a Lysol wipe or a Clorox wipe or any of the brands out there, you've got to spray that stuff, and it's got to stay wet for 10 minutes before you really truly sanitize a surface anyway. So you let it sit, then you've got that short-term clean, because it dries up and it's no longer sanitizing at that point. One thing we're really enjoying saying is, with our product, Probiotics provide a longer lasting clean, because they continue to work. It's a living, biological, real organism out there that is working for you to provide a clean and healthy environment. Again, I wouldn't want to beat this over your head, but it's really important to us that you understand that you better air inside your home, cleaner surfaces, carpets, ductwork, beds. I mean, there's so much. Your furnace, all of these things, we're able to create a better living environment. People feel better. They're more productive. They're happier. Their well-being is brought up to another level. We're getting rid of the pet dander, these organic odors, pollen, harmful bacteria, mold spores. Again, giving your staff this better air to breathe, cleaner surfaces, good sleep. I mean, 4 kids, this one is like so important to me, sleeping well. And if you can sleep without waking up with a stuffy nose, or that heavy feeling in the mornings, is that freshness that you can have. It's so important. A minor benefit, but a benefit nonetheless, is changing your filters less often and increasing the overall cost of heating and cooling your home, because you don't have so much dirt and grime inside of your HVAC system. And coming from the HVAC industry, the #1 cause of problems in your system is dirt and grime inside there. And if we're in that dirt and grime is the pollen, it is the mold spore, it's those types of things, the dead skin that we're actually consuming that are not getting inside the system. And to do all of those things with the tools at hand right now, if you were to hire 2 people, 16 hours a day, all this deep cleaning, you'd have that month 1 investment of $11,364. Now, we're not telling you to go spend that amount of money. We're not asking you to go spend that amount of money. We're just letting you know, to get the same results of what we can provide you with no additional extra work to your staff, to the residents, to you, it's a simple one-time installation, changing a bottle every once in a while. It's nowhere near this $11,000 price tag. Now, our normal price for a one home system, we use an average home of about 2,500 square feet, say call it 25 to 3,000. Our normal retail price is $4,950 for a home like that. Now we started talking to Molly. As you all know, she can be as mean as a hornet, and she was really tough on us and said, if we're going to present you guys, you're going to give my people a really, really good deal. So we struggled with it, but ultimately came up with a special offer for RLNA members, a single system home for $2,950. That's a savings of $2,000 on a single system. Again, nowhere near that $11,346 price. And again, this is a one-time thing. We do have some refills I'll talk about in a second, but it gives you that 365 days, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and a longer lasting clean, healthier environment, all of that stuff. Chris mentioned this at the beginning. Over a 5-year period spread out with the refills, it's going to cost you about $3.05 a day to keep your home clean, better well-being, sleeping better, separating your home from the home down the street. We've got a little window clean you can put on the front door that talks about what our system is doing. You care for your residents and your staff, so we've installed a probiotic air system on our home. If you have questions, ask. So you can put that right on the front door. We can help you with different things you can do on your website to highlight that you are doing everything you can to keep your staff and your residents healthy. And I do have the math on this. If you want to see this $3.05 a day, you just reach out to Chris. You can see his phone number down at the bottom, that 217-493-8493, and we can get you that math to show you exactly what that looks like. Now, this is a living probiotic, so you do have to refill this every once in a while, and depending on the size of the home, that can be every 2 months or it can be every 6 months that you have to change the bottle. Just depends on the size of the home. So that's how that ongoing cost, and to keep a good, fresh probiotic in your system. And you can get those right from us. And Molly was insistent on this as well. We needed to cut this price down for all of you folks. So that's $175 for a bottle.
We don't have the auto ship on here, right?
We don't have the auto ship on this, but if you do want to get on an auto ship, we can absolutely do that. Once the home is dialed in, we can get you on a regular interval, and that will be shipped right out. And we're going to help find somebody in your area where you're not going to have to worry about this. If you want to have somebody come in and change that bottle for you, that's something we can work with for you too. Now, we're so confident in what our product can do for your home. We do have a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. We don't want this to cost you anything. So if it doesn't work for you and you're not happy with it, you just call us up and you send that thing back, and we're going to refund your money. And that's okay. Is this for everybody? We sure think so, but some people might not see it. So we want to give you that peace of mind to know that if it's not something you want, we'll happily take it back, because we know there's someone right next door that will be happy to take it. All right, again, I'm going to come at you with this a couple of times just to show this value of what we're offering. $11,346 we can get done for just $29.50, and this will give you that healthy environment and just make your home a better place, a cleaner, more healthy. And we do have an option. If you're not ready, we found out on the last time we spoke with some of you folks with the association that you didn't quite have your house ready. You're in the process and you're opening up in several months and wanted to lock in a particular price. So if you put a $500 down payment, that'll lock in this webinar price. And then when you're ready to finalize the order, then we'll collect that additional $24.50 at that time. We do have PayPal credit set up. So we do have a link I'll show you here in a minute if you want to go ahead and get that down payment made. You get on there and you wanted to spread that $500 out over 6 months, 0 interest. PayPal credit has an option for that. Then you can do it again whenever you've actually purchased, do the final checkout. You can stretch that $24.50 out over time as well with PayPal credit. Really simple, really easy, quick decision, and helps spread this cost out over several months.
Yeah, and for some of you that are looking at, you're building your home, because we get that a lot. People, it seems like your industry is about to boom again. One thing that we've noticed is people that are ready to get started in 6 months, they may want to put it in their personal home for a while.
Yep.
It's very simple to install. So they get it, they're going to put it in their personal home, let it run. That way they can talk about it from a personal level. And then when they're ready to build their home and get the finalization, they install the unit, move it over, or buy another one and put one in there. Because you'll find once you have it and then turn it off,
you're not going to want it.
You're going to see a difference.
You're not going to want to let it go.
Yeah.
So Chris brought up a point there I want to talk a little bit about. In this $2,950 price, we do have $150 in there for installation. So we will find somebody in your area to install this system. We do have a little caveat on that. That is for a standard installation. So if you can go into the basement and you can see the HVAC system, or if it's out in the garage, or if it's in a closet in a hallway, and you can see the system, it's on the main floor in the basement. That $150 should be more than enough to get the system installed. Now, if it's a extended installation and it's in an attic or it's in a crawl space, there could be some additional, most likely will be some additional charge on that. If you don't have a handyman on staff that we can work with, if we need to find someone to come in and do that, there could be a little additional charge in that scenario. One thing we do like to do now is once you put your $500 deposit and once you know where your system is, we just ask for a picture. So a picture of that unit in the hallway, a picture of it in the garage or down in the basement. If you can open up an access and snap a picture up in the attic or in the, wherever it might be. That way, as we're finding and vetting out someone to do the installation, we have something that we can equip them with before they get started.
And if you're in Central Florida, you might get to meet Glenn.
He can come install it. And if you're in or around Illinois, Chris or I will be happy to come install it for you as well. Okay, so that's the presentation at this point. You can see the link in yellow there, probioticair-solutions.com/product/500 down payment. That'll take you to the form where you can put your $500 down payment. There's a big blue PayPal credit if you wanted to work that process as well. Chris's email is there, chris@probioticair-solutions.com. And now, Molly, if there's any questions, we want to pop those in, we can start answering them.
There sure is, and I cannot tell you how wonderful this presentation is. You guys have done so good updating this from the last time. So we've had one other webinar quite a while ago with these guys, and this is so updated, and you guys have clearly learned a lot about our members. So I can tell you guys that they clearly have the experience in working with residential assisted living owners now, and they know what you guys need. So this is very evident. Good job, guys. So we do have quite a few questions here. Of course, I want to have you guys guess. What do you think is the #1 question that's coming up?
Oh boy.
Are you needing salespeople?
We did get that last time. We did. That was something that came through. How do we join you?
This question is about viruses, and it's come up a couple of times. Do you have any studies on viruses?
Viruses. People want to know about COVID-19. Really?
They want to know about viruses. They do.
So we have a level 3 testing facility in Italy doing a test on the coronavirus as we speak. We hope to have that done in the near future, but that's not just something you do nilly-willy. It takes a long time. A matter of fact, if anybody out there is claiming that they have a conclusive test on the efficacy on COVID-19, they're not quite telling the full truth, because not one product has gone through the complete testing process. The way that this works, that people are saying they can kill the coronavirus, is if their product has been tested on a virus that is stronger than or harder to kill than coronavirus, the CDC or the FDA or the EPA, whichever one of those acronyms you want to use, will classify them as able to, or should be able to kill
that's the key word.
the coronavirus. So if we wanted to, and we try to stay away from this unless we're asked about it, because we don't want to go out there touting it. Our product is all natural. We know what our product can do. Our product can, in the presence, when somebody lives in a home that has our product present, their immune system is going to be stronger. And if you look through the CDC guidelines, the best defense against COVID-19 is washing your hands, keeping a mask on, social distancing, and keeping your immune system as strong as possible. And we can help that. So yes, we can help the battle against COVID-19, but we can go a step further. We have conclusive testing on, it's called it's a FCV. It's a feline
Version of COVID.
Yes, it's the cat version of Corona. It comes from the same family, and we show with a 15-minute hold time. So virus is present, you missed the probiotic on it, you hold that for 15 minutes, and then you don't do anything else. It dries up. You retest at a 6-hour period. There's a 99.9% reduction of the presence of that virus on that surface. So can we do that with coronavirus, the one that causes COVID-19? We're being tested for that right now. We can kill something stronger. So, but ultimately, our promise to you, all of you, is we can make your home a healthier environment. The people in your home will have a stronger immune system. They'll have less allergic reactions. Their body is going to have to fight off less. So if they are in the presence of something, they're going to be more equipped to be able to handle it.
Well, that was a wonderful answer. Look at that evidence right there. I knew it was going to come up too. I'm like, they're talking about bacteria, but they haven't mentioned viruses yet. So that was great.
Yep, it's out there.
The next question says, does this work under any humidity? Studies have shown that keeping a 50% humidity also helps reduce the spread of germs.
Absolutely. So, our bacteria, our probiotic is in a liquid suspension. Yeah, we don't want a 100% dry environment, but we don't want a 80%, 90% humidity either, because you're going to have, other biological growth, whether that's algae or whether that's mold. All of those things are going to start overrun in a high humidity level. It doesn't hurt our probiotic, but it makes the pathogen level higher. So therefore, if you're going to have a home that has an air distribution system but is not conditioning the air, or you have an oversized AC or an undersized AC and it's not keeping the humidity under control, we're going to need to put more probiotic into the home. So you're probably going to go through a bottle a month, but we can still accomplish the same thing. It's just going to take more of it because there's going to be more bad stuff in the home.
Perfect. A few people are asking specific questions about size. If you guys have specific questions about pricing, I would suggest you reach out to Chris and Jeff and just get them to give you a quote, because I'm sure the pricing is going to depend. If you have multiple units, I'm sure there's a bundle of things that they can do for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can. We have a 2-home price, all those types of stuff, and it's best once we get into multiple system homes. There are other factors that we need to talk about, and it's not impossible it would stretch this on for quite some time. We'd love to have a one-on-one conversation with you all about that scenario, where those are at, what size they are, how many square footage they are, that each one's covering, and all that depends on what that bundled price looks like. But you
Yeah,
won't
so
spend.
please reach out to him. I know you guys are saying, hey, I have 4 units, a 10,000 square foot home. It would be a much better conversation if you guys reach out directly to them and talk about that. I'm sure they're willing to have that conversation with you.
We've got a single system that can cover up to 20,000 square feet if it's on one HVAC system. We also have systems that disperse into the air rather than the HVAC. If each room has its own HVAC system, we can just go a straight air dispersal and that can float throughout the rooms. We have a small single room system. So we've got all kinds of different bundles and solutions that we can put together for any size home.
So Anna, that answers your question about apartments. They have the single room unit, which is the unit that I just recently gave away in our 4th of July giveaway from them. And it can disperse into an individual room. So that's how you can work that with apartments.
Absolutely.
And you can always also go to our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I've made some videos there that talk about some of this. So you can see that, and you can see the updated COVID beard. It's a little different. Don't be alarmed. But yeah, that's another good place for resource for information.
And that's facebook.com/probiotic air, and that'll take you right to our Facebook page.
Yeah, and I think tomorrow, guys, if you can pull these links, so this link that you have at the bottom of here, and then I'll link your Facebook page to the recording that I send out tomorrow, just
Great.
for you guys to have direct access to those. I'll send them off to you so you can go back to them later. The next question says, how often do the cartridges need to be replaced? I know I hear you saying this really depends. How do you know that the cartridge is empty?
So right now it's a visual. You have to open the door and look in there is what it takes. So we're working on a solution to that that's going to have a little light on there. But right now it's just a visual look.
And
that's every couple of months or so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it could be anywhere, like we said, it could be anywhere from a month to a couple months.
All the way out to 6 months.
Yeah.
If it's a 2,500 square foot home with our 1,200, it'll be on the lowest setting, and one cartridge will last you 6 months. Now, the first one probably wouldn't last you as long, because the way we like to start these is we'll put on a 2,500 square foot home, we'll put it on probably level 3 to increase the amount of probiotic being emitted into the home to get a good balance set up. And it's like fogging your home in the beginning. Now it's not foggy, it's not like you can't see or something, but it puts a high volume into the air and really gets things underway. You don't have to do that, but you'll get control of the odors quicker, you'll get control of allergy symptoms quicker. Everything just happens faster. So on a 2,500 square foot home, your first cartridge will be replaced in about 4 months, and then about every 6 months after that.
And those cartridges for our members are $175, correct?
That's correct.
Yep.
Correct. So that answers that question. Is it recommended to have your air ducts cleaned before installing this system?
So I don't like answering questions like this, but it really depends. I mean, it depends on the type of ductwork. If you have what's called flex duct, you have somebody comes out and puts a roto brush through that, it's going to destroy your ductwork. So it depends on your home. If you have all metal ductwork, absolutely have the ducts cleaned before you install the system. That's going to just lower the the pathogens in there, because that's the highest concentration of this stuff. One is in carpet, or the number one is in the air ducts. The number 2 is in the carpet inside the home. So if you can clean out the ductwork, that's going to just give you an extra boost. And Chris showed that perfectly clean ductwork on the right side of that one picture. Our system's not going to take a super dirty and make it that, but if you clean it out, our system will keep it that way.
Yeah, that was a great question. Thank you for that question. The last question here is a good question too. It says, what if a home or the person cleaning the home is cleaning with bleach? And obviously that's going to kill the probiotics and any other bacteria that's on there. But your system will continue to release those probiotics. They don't have to worry about them killing those probiotics and them not coming back, right?
That's absolutely correct. So one thing we can do, and this just depends on each person, each home, how they want to do. You don't have to do the wiping as often when you've got one of our systems in the home. So if you've got somebody wiping down just regularly, if you want to keep doing that, then absolutely keep doing it. Whatever you need to do to operate your home, we want you to do, but you don't necessarily have to do it. And yes, when you take that Clorox wipe and go across, you're basically just indiscriminately killing everything that it comes in contact with. But exactly, we're redispersing, we're putting a healthy biome down. So really, if you're cleaning every hour, you know, that next hour you're coming to clean, you're basically just wiping probiotics up, because everything else there is pretty well going to be already either sterile or dead.
Perfect. Well, that looks like that was the last question we had. You guys have done an incredible job tonight. I love this presentation. I love your guys' product. I can't wait to start hearing all of these different care homes that have it in their home. I love that you guys developed a sticky for the front door or for the front window that says that they have this in there. I mean, you guys, this is a great selling product, right? Just because we already know that people are concerned about assisted living and having people that are scared for their loved ones about going into a new environment and being able to avoid a virus or bacteria or infections of any kind. So this is peace of mind for your residents. And this is peace of mind for you as a care homeowner. And it's honestly, it's priceless. So for the price that they have it out for you guys, I think this is an outstanding product. And so thank you so much, you guys, for coming out tonight with us and doing this again. And I can't wait for the next one. Thank you, everyone. Oh, looks like I got a couple more questions coming in real quick. Hold on.
No problem.
Okay. This always happens to me. I always speak too soon. Once the HEPA filter is installed, do we clean the HEPA later with water?
So we're not installing a HEPA filter. So what we're installing is a dispersal unit that is dispersing into the air. When I showed a UV light and a HEPA, those are things that you could do to accomplish what our system will accomplish. So when you have a probiotic air system in your home, you don't need the UV light and you don't need the HEPA filter. You can have them if you want them, but that's not necessary. What we showed you on that particular slide here, where it shows the high-end UV light and the high-end HEPA filter, that was giving you a representation on what you would need to do to accomplish what our system will do. So you don't need to spend the $27.11 on a HEPA. You don't need to spend the $875 on the UV lights. With our system here, for the $29.50, we're able to accomplish what all that does. So you don't need to wash anything with our system. All you do is unscrew a bottle and screw a new one in when it's empty. That's the only maintenance that you have to do to our system.
Easy install, easy maintenance. That's what I keep hearing. And that brings me to the next question. Can an individual homeowner install the unit themselves? Could you direct somebody to install it themselves?
Molly, I think I could even teach you how to do it. I mean, I taught Chris and he can do it now. So, I mean, it's that simple. So it all depends on the home. So in an attic, no, I wouldn't ask a homeowner unless they're comfortable getting up in there to do that. Again, in a crawl space, I'm not going to shove anybody down there. But if it's in a hallway and there's an electrical outlet right there, absolutely, we can talk somebody through that.
That's what I was thinking you would say. And then the last one here, before I speak too soon, do you have any homes in Phoenix and like Arizona right now that have this unit?
We don't. We're going to have a couple in California here soon. We've got Florida. We're going to have Indiana. That's waiting on their unit. Everyone that we've got right now are people that don't have their homes finished. So we've sold quite a few units, but no one's opening up their home yet. Now everyone was kind of in that process. Now we've shipped multiple units out to the owners, but we just don't have them installed yet because they're not ready for that part to be installed yet.
And now residential homes, though, you have your neighbors, which you guys are in Illinois, so you have homes in Illinois, things like that.
All that's pretty close to us. Those are ones right here locally.
Perfect. And Dave, just so you know, I've been talking to my husband about installing this in my home, and I'm in Phoenix, so maybe I'll be a good reference for you soon.
There you go.
All right. So any more questions, everyone? I will pause here for just a second. If anything else pops into your head, I will give you some information. I have a webinar coming up next Thursday, July 30th. We're going to be talking about some pain relief devices. Good. I don't think there's any other questions coming in. I was just saying thank you. Thank you guys for coming. Oh, wait.
Thanks for having us.
Do you need a representative in Texas? Look at that, guys. There's another one.
We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, go ahead and reach out. Like you said, you guys, if you have questions, I'm going to reach out to you tomorrow. I'm going to send you the recording and the links to them and all of their contact information. But B, Chris's number, this is his cell phone number here down at the bottom, 217-493-8493. Go ahead and reach out. Ask them those questions that you have. And thank you so much. You guys are always so interactive. I love it. And I love all these questions you have. I think that you guys are going to do great. And I love that you guys care so much about your future care homes or your homes now that you're going to use these units. So everyone have a wonderful night. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you all.
It's always fun.
Have a great one.
All right. Thanks.